Hey guys, what's up? It's Robin, and if you couldn't tell, I am in the Christmas spirit. I have candy cane peppermint tea because yes, that just sounds so good. I have a Christmas tree. I'm wearing a red, mostly red shirt, and check out these Christmas socks. They are knee-high, well, almost knee-high, but they're freaking adorable. And this mug, like everything about me just is Christmas today. I am loving it. And on that note, this is not a Christmassy video. This is my November wrap up and December TBR. So it could be Christmassy, I guess, because December in general is just Christmas to me. So it could be because it's what I'm gonna read for Christmas, but yeah. In November, I continued reading Voyager by Diana Gabaldon, which I'm still only halfway through. Killing it. Next, I read The Silver Mask by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, which is the fourth book in the Magisterium series. So I'm not gonna give you a synopsis of this book, but the Magisterium series follows Cal, who tries his hardest not to go into the Magisterium, which is a magical school that teaches you magic, duh. And then he meets two other kids, Tamara and Aaron, and this series follows their adventures in dealing with this evil guy. I swear to God, it is not as Harry Potter as I make it sound right now. Okay. Anyway, this book it's super short. This is a middle grade series. I don't know if I already said that, but it is a middle grade series. So they are super short. They're super quick to read. They are a little dark for middle grade, but you know, whatever. I gave this book 4 out of 4 stars, which is kind of, I've been between like 5 and 3 for the whole series so far. So yeah, I believe there is one more book in this series coming out next year. The Iron Trial is the first book, and if you haven't already, you should pick it up. You should pick up this series, starting with that book. Talking is so hard today. Next in November, I picked up Carrie by Stephen King, which I gave also 4 out of 4 stars. I enjoyed this. I know a lot of people say that it was kind of not what they were expecting, and it wasn't really what I was expecting. It's Stephen King, so this is the first Stephen King book I've ever read too, so. But everyone talks about how he's like this amazing horror author, so I was expecting terrifying and scary, and it really wasn't. There were parts of it that I was like, whoa, that's kind of creepy, but most of it was just kind of like, it made me feel bad for this girl, to be honest. I really want to watch the movie now because I haven't seen that yet, but the next book that I read was A List of Cages by Robin Rowe, which I also gave 4 stars. It was just a 4-star month. No, it wasn't. Just wait. Anyway, I loved this book, and I think it's so pretty. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should go look there, but I posted a picture of this book, and I think it's gorgeous, and I think that the book itself is gorgeous, and the writing was gorgeous, and the story was gorgeous, and everything about this book is freaking gorgeous. Okay, next I picked up a series that I have been meaning to read for a while, I guess, since I started watching BookTube, which this series a couple years ago on BookTube was like everything. BookTube freaking loved this series, okay? They still kind of do. It's coming back you'll see in a second. And that is the Mara Dyer trilogy by Michelle Hodkins. I freaking loved this series. I technically read the 3rd book in December. I just finished it yesterday. I read it in like 2 days. It was amazing. Loved everything about it. I read both of the first 2 also in like 2 days. I marathoned the crap out of this series, which I have not done in so long. It's been forever since I have marathoned a book series, and I just did it, and it was everything. I loved it so much. I 100% understand the hype behind this. I understand why everyone has been freaking out about the becoming of Noah Shaw. I loved it. So the first book I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I freaking loved everything about it. I got to the end and was like, I need the second one. I need it. So I went out and bought it. And then I also gave that 5 out of 5 stars. And then when I was about halfway through this one, I was like, I'm gonna need the third one right now. But this was amazing. There were so many plot twists and just so many things that made me like scream and freak out. And then the third one, which I still loved. Like, don't get me wrong, I still loved this book. I read it in 2 days, which like, I don't have time to be doing that, but I did it and I loved it, and I only gave it 3 stars. Whoops. So basically the last book just kind of was, I don't know, and like so many people have said this, and I was reading it and was like, everyone is so wrong, and then got to the end and was like, yeah, everyone was right about that. Basically, Mara was a completely different character in this book, and it was just weird. There were a lot of things that happened that I was like, why is this happening right now? Why does no one else think this is weird? I thought it was weird. The ending was adorable, though. In general, the series can have like a 5.5 stars because I thought it was good. The third book was just a little weird. And to be honest, I don't know that I'm gonna pick up The Becoming of Noah Shaw. It has not been getting good reviews. I feel like the series ended in a good place for me. I don't need more, even though I love Noah. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts down below if you think I should pick up The Becoming of Noah. Good job. If you think I should pick up The Becoming of Noah Shaw after reading this, if you enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts, and maybe I'll pick it up. So that is all that I read in November / so far in December. So let's get into the rest of the books that I want to read in December, because yeah. So first is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I picked this up on Book Outlet a couple months ago, and I've been wanting to get to this series forever. I don't know anything about this series other than it's the first book in the Grisha trilogy, and then Six of Crows series comes after, and yeah, so I want to get to this finally. And then I also want to get to The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, which is the second book to, I don't know, but I've also been meaning to pick this up for forever since I read the first one. I believe it was like this time last year I read the first one, and I loved it. So even though I cannot think of what the freaking book is called, I don't know. Anyway, I want to pick this up. And then the next one is a Christmassy book. So every year I try to read one of those like adorably cheesy Christmas books, and this year it is Pride and Prejudice and Mistletoe by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a pretty short book. I'm thinking I can read it pretty quickly. It's like a retelling of Pride and Prejudice during Christmas time. Obviously, I believe it's like a gender swap version also, which is kind of cool. I have never read Pride and Prejudice. I have seen half the movie with Keira. Is it Keira Knightley? Pretty sure it's Keira Knightley. I've seen half of it. I want to read this. And the last book that I want to read in December is, I feel like one of these books is on everyone's December TBR because this series just screams Christmas to me for some reason, but that is Harry Potter, specifically The Chamber of Secrets, specifically the illustrated edition. I read The Philosopher's Stone a few months ago, and now I really want to read this one, and then I really want to read the third one, and yeah, you get where I'm going with that. Anyway, for some reason, Harry Potter is just winter and Christmas to me, and I always end up watching the movies or rereading the books or something around Christmas time. So yeah. That is it for this video. Those are all the books that I read in November, all the books that I want to read in December, and if you want to know if I actually read these books in December, check out my Goodreads page. I will link it down below. You can see what I read and what I rate it before you can see it here. That was so cheesy. I am never doing that again. Okay. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys soon with a new video. Bye.